Alright, today we are here on the third video of Ask Garret Anything. So obviously Garret is back to full-time work again, so it's a little bit late on the timing of posting. So nonetheless, I'm just gonna be covering all the questions that I've actually received. So Namo Adesh, my name is Garret, and my mission as a life coach is to help people realize their infinite potential using spirituality, law of attraction, and feng shui. So without further ado, let me jump into the first question of the question of the day. Okay, so today I've received an email. So this person would like to remain anonymous. So hello, Mr. Lee, namaste. I want to be anonymous, so please don't mention my name. If not, I won't write in again. Okay, you can nickname me as Universe Love Me. Okay, so my question is, I understand that you are an interior design by profession, and also you mentioned about feng shui in your videos. I'm actually keen to understand your thoughts on the connection between feng shui and house planning, and how far do you think one should go? What will happen? Feng shui is being neglected in the spatial planning stages. Thank you so much for picking my question to answer. Greatly appreciate. Many thanks. Universe love me. Okay, so just to answer your question, Universe love me. Yeah. Okay, so basically something to do with feng shui finally. Okay, so yeah. So basically when we talk about feng shui, right, it is also pertaining to universal energies. So when we talk about universal energies, everything is at play. Okay, so when it comes to house, we need to first understand in particular what kind of house. If we are talking about apartments, or are we talking about a landed house whereby it's actually a plot of land whereby you purchase the land and you build your own house, or basically a semi-D house, or whatever type of property that you're owning. So if it's a high rise, then definitely the energies at play would be pertaining to the plot of building that is being built on. Whereas for the plot of land that you're building, the type of house is actually, if let's say it's a landed property, then we need to consider a little bit more factors. Okay, so whenever we are talking about, let's say for example, let's just understand a little bit of how feng shui works. So feng shui is basically energy. So if we are talking about universal energies, right, it is more of ground energies. Okay, because geographical locations is actually pertaining to ground energies. Okay, so how does ground energy works? So basically anything on earth with pertaining to ground energies is a major kind of impact. Okay, so when we talk about major impact, what does it actually affect? So it affects your health, basically. It affects your wealth. Yeah. So anything to do with energies basically is powerful. Okay. So yeah. So basically when we talk about how it affects you internally, I would say interior feng shui, right, would play, say, maybe 30%, I would say. Yeah. Majority, I would say, it would still be large feng shui. So the large geographical location whereby your premises is actually located would be the major factor, because whenever we talk about feng shui, right, it's always 大风水. So meaning, what do I mean by 大风水? So is the facing of your house. So if let's say you're in a property, so it's the facing of the main lobby of your house. Whereas if it's your own property, whereby it's a landed property, then we will be looking at the main entry of your house. So if let's say for Australian houses, most of the time we drive in. So we drive into the garage, then we enter through the garage door. Then that's gonna be the main entry, not the main door that is going to the patio or the portico. Okay, so big feng shui is about looking the location of your orientation. So a lot of people usually buy houses, then they will talk about I usually want to get the facing north or facing south kind of house. It doesn't work that way, because it works in interior science when we talk about interior design, and we talk about interior science about how the sun actually rises from the east and sets in the west, and how it's going to be good when it comes in terms of energy flow, energetic flow, and magnetic fields kind of stuff. So yeah, all those does play a part when you have a north and south facing. That's why if any of you who aren't aware of this kind of thing and you're looking to get a property right now, then go and get a north south facing kind of house for the sake of the orientation of the sun. Okay, so go and do a little bit Google has a lot of information of how it actually matters in terms of north south facing. But the reason why a lot of properties cost a lot more, especially when it's north south facing, is because of that. Okay, I'm not going to cover every bit of it, because if I were to go into detail, then we're going into a lot of details and specifics. But know that when we talk about spatial planning and we talk about spatial design, there's a lot of things like elements within the interiors. Okay, so connection between feng shui and house planning, right? So okay, when we talk about connection between house planning and feng shui at play, so things, if we're gonna go into hardcore traditional feng shui, right, every inch and every bit of dimensions actually count. So we my feng shui master, he actually has this feng shui measuring tape whereby they actually tell you bit by bit of which dimension that you should use for whenever you're measuring your cabinetry, your joinery unit. So things like that will come at play. But I would say, like I say at my initial front bits of my video, like I said before, is interior feng shui plays very, very minor role. It's only like 30% of the energies, and ultimately it's still the large feng shui at play. So but not saying that it doesn't affect you. 30% can still kill you if it's not done properly. Okay, so how far do you think one should go? So everything is like I say, anything to do with energies is just a matter of whether you choose to believe it or not. You believe it or not. Okay, the more you believe it, the more it works. The more you choose not to believe it, that something happened, then take it like as though nothing happened. Okay, you take it like as though it's something that is it's just an accident or whatever. But when you know more, therefore you know how to make use of these energies. Okay, so definitely if you want to go feng shui, then when you're planning your house, then make sure that you should consult a feng shui consultant. You can ask me. Okay, you can engage a feng shui consultant initially before you start planning, because a lot of times in the past where especially when back then in Singapore, I was doing a lot of interior design when we're doing residential. So a lot of my clients would usually engage the designer first. Then when they engage the designer, then they done all the design of the house interiors and everything. All the design has already been done. So all the space planning and everything. Then they go and engage a feng shui consultant. Then when the feng shui consultant come and they look at the plan, then they say, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Then everything changed. Then the designer would cry and have to redo all the things again, and you waste you a lot of time, because it requires a week or two or whatever for the designer to do all the amendments of the design, revise all the layouts and all this design planning. Okay, so something to take note of is always, if you want to go feng shui, then go full up first. Don't do any design planning or any spatial planning before you do the feng shui. So get the feng shui master or get the feng shui consultant to actually come up with a feng shui plan, a markup of the 9 grid. So if you're not getting a 9 grid, that means you're not getting a professional feng shui master. Okay, so what does 9 grid means? 9宫格. Okay, this 9宫格 must be there, because 9宫格 actually requires I'm going to go a little bit elaborate on that. Okay, so 9宫格 will break down the house based on your 文昌位, your 财位, all these wealth spot and study spots. All those they will mark out where's the ideal location for you, so that when the homeowner, I would say the homeowner, so the owner who owns that house, okay, holds majority of the energy. Okay, because so if let's say I'm the homeowner of my current premises, so I hold, I would say, 99% of the energies, whereas other people residing in it, they don't hold as much energy as they are supposed to. Okay, so the homeowner or the person who the sole owner of this house, so the person who owns most money in this house usually covers majority of the energy source in this feng shui. Okay, so yeah, I digress again. So basically what I'm saying is if let's say you are trying to get a feng shui master, then go for a feng shui master and go full up. Okay, and based on my teaching by my feng shui master is that you can go into as close as 99% accuracy of how you want your feng shui to be done. Okay, and how do we do that? We actually go into 八字. Okay, because in general, if let's say you were to go into 八字, which is an 8 character, okay, so if you were to go into 八宅, so 八宅 feng shui is just basically is only accurate up to 60 to 70% accuracy, because there's a lot of discrepancies when it comes to astrological patterns and alignment of the sun direction and all the energies at play. So 60 to 70% accuracy is not something that you probably want in terms of how feng shui works. So I think you probably want something like 99% accuracy or 100% accuracy, right? So you probably would want to go into the 8 characters. Okay, so with how does the 8 characters actually work with the 九宫格, which is the 9 grid? Okay, so the 9 grid would actually map out the entire plot of your house interiorly. So they will map out 9 grids, just like the camera grid. You see, just like the camera grid when you're taking photo, right? They map it out in 9 grids. Okay, so your layout will map out with this 9 grid. So with this 9 grid, right, every grid inside will have an element. Okay, so if you're still unaware of this thing right now, if you're into feng shui, right, you know that everything is made out of 5 elements. Okay, so what are the five elements? So the 5 elements are a little bit different from the universal energy or the yoga 5 elements. Okay, the feng shui 5 elements is 木火土金水. Okay, 木火土金水. So it's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So these are the 5 elements. Okay, so in this 9 grid patterns, right, is individual grids will have 1 element. Okay, and how this element coincide with your 八字, with your element, so it will wrap up, it will conflict, or it will basically merge. Okay, either merge or complete or conflict. Okay, so when it merge, conflict, you don't have to be afraid when it conflicts. Okay, certain elements when it conflict, right, it comes out with the wealth. Okay, so when we talk about this 9 grid, right, in specific, then you will come out with how different spots would coincide with your 8 characters to form different spots of the house. So whoever that has engaged, whoever has a home right now is a homeowner, right, who has actually engaged a feng shui master before. Or before even they engage a feng shui master, they probably lived in the house for several years already. So I'm pretty sure some of you, probably there's a specific place whereby you felt more comfortable in when you're in that house, in your current house right now. So certain people like to sit in the study room a lot more as compared to sitting in the living room, whereas certain people like to sit in the, say, kitchen, the breakout area, or more than they prefer to sit in the study room. So vice versa. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is there's certain spots that attract you more, not because they attract you because of the design, okay, but it's because of the energetic flow within the space that actually attract you. You see, so funny thing about energies and how energies work, okay, is more than something that is actually, I would say, is a lot more of science. You see, because a lot of people misunderstood feng shui as because it's something religious, because it's pertaining to religious or Taoism or whatsoever. No, it's not. Okay, it's more scientific than you think, because it's to do with the sun direction, it's to do with the astrological patterns, it's to do with how geographical location, the elevation of the plot of land and everything. So there's a lot of maths into it, okay? And all this, why is it called scientific? Because it's all mapped out in historical ancient Chinese books and teachings of feng shui, 易经八字, all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of information, and one video can't cover every bit of it, you see. So and the reason why I'm speeding up the way I'm speaking and answering all your questions may be a little bit jumbled up, so but bear with me because it's really late here. So yeah. So all in all, I'm just trying to say is get an experienced feng shui master or feng shui consultant if you want to go all out, okay? But if you probably just think that you don't believe in feng shui so much, then you can always just do some Google and you can just learn some basics of like how you should not place your bed. There's certain stuff that you shouldn't do. There's like jinx or taboo inside the house, and when you do it, and so some bad things would happen. But I would say the bad things happen because of some scientific reasons, okay? So there's a lot of feng shui at play that is pertaining to science as well. So things like just give you one very, very important vital bit, okay? So when your say for example your placement of a bed in the bedroom, okay? So if let's say your bed is here, this is a bedroom, and this is a toilet or a shower room. So if let's say you're placing your bed head here, and this is actually the shower, or if this is actually a WC, a water closet, then this person will definitely gonna have a bad time if you put your bed head here. Because why? Feng shui wise, it is definitely not good, because we say not good is because why? There's a lot of water flow, okay? Water flow is energy, okay? Energy is fluid and it moves a lot. Water holds a lot of energy because a lot of memory is actually held in water, if you know in terms of science, okay? So a lot of movement during shower would also cause moisture. So when moisture collate on top of the ceiling, what do you get? So when you're having this bed head over here, you're just getting all the water moisture collected on top of the ceiling, and you're just gonna have a lot of problems. You're gonna have headaches, you're gonna have gastric problems, you're gonna have a lot of things. So don't do that, okay? So things like that you could probably, I would say probably Google it, but all in all, I'm saying if you want to do feng shui and there's a question, and when you have anything to do with feng shui, it's best that you want to trust it, then you trust it fully, because feng shui needs to be done like say every 1 to 2 years, I would say, because every year the sun direction, the alignment of energies is different, because magnetic fields would change, and how different stars would actually align would actually affect you. Okay, it's not some like oh, by the way, it does affect like horoscopes, right? Everything is like astrology. You see, astrology patterns is there is energies at play. So anything to do with energies is existent. Okay, it's not that it's not existent. It's just that you're not aware of it. Okay, and if you're not aware of it, you anything that happened, or good or bad, you don't know. Okay, you just think that it's just coincidence, but nothing coincidence. Coincide, the reason, okay, the word coincidence, the word coincide, right, is actually a meaning. If you go and read the dictionary about the word coincide, right, it's actually two mathematically shapes or incidents that actually come together, that aligns together. So the word coincide is actually that meaning. So okay, so that is something that is calculated, so it is not some by chance thing. Okay, so it's magically calculated. Okay, so all I'm saying is, if what will happen if feng shui is being neglected in the spatial, okay, nothing will happen. So if you don't believe it, then treat it like don't believe it. Simple as that. If you believe it, then go all out. Try not to go half. If you go half, it's like you're gonna get half result. So same thing is, want to go all out. If not, then don't do anything. Okay, simple as that. Okay, so what will happen if just is being neglected in the spatial planning stages? Yeah, same thing. Like I say, just if you want to neglect, then might as well neglect it fully. If you want to do it, then might as well do it up properly. Just get a consultant to do the whole planning first before you go into interior planning, okay? Because if not, you give the poor designer a hard time to do out the interior design. Then after everything has been done, then you pass it on to the master, then the master look at it again, everything will change. So everything changed, then the designer will cry because there's a lot of efforts to be done when doing the spatial planning. Okay, so hope I answered the question properly. And yeah, so I think if any, I'm not gonna go very detailed into it because I simply can't do so many videos just to highlight how the specifics and all. If not, I will have to conduct class. Then if I will conduct class, then definitely I need to charge you, right? So don't do that. Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna end my video off. Namo Adesh, my name is Garrett, and same thing. Follow my videos, and if you have any questions or you've learned anything in the video, just make sure you type it in the comment section, then I'll answer you there. If not, same thing, if you have any other questions, you can drop me the email in the emails that I actually provided, or you could actually DM me. So when you DM me, then I'll answer you in the next Wednesday session, okay? So Namo Adesh, I end my video off.